What's up, ladies and gentlemen of YouTube? Bookie2788 coming at you live once again through the power of the internet, and welcome to Curse Mojo. During the early days of the mid-2000s, there was a stigma of casual female gamers, due to their poor gaming performance. But move over, ladies, it's the men's turn to suck. Let's Play streamer DarkSydePhil has made a name for himself focused specifically on this, with much of his interest involves his financial situations.
But anyway, if there's someone who literally is putting out no quality content or anything, and they're just sitting here begging for money, that's pretty low. Alright, but if you're someone who's I'm putting out a stream, fun gameplay, I have a good community I built around me, oh man, I need some help now, can you help me out if you like the stream? That's not eBay-ing. It's just not. There's a difference.
But I don't really care about that. What I find interesting is why he was popular in the first place. Before being that bastard eating crackers, he was making some of the worst Let's Plays you've ever seen.
I have rations, so I don't know how to use them. Again, I'm not used to the controls. I was on the ground, and I wanted to stay on the ground, and I accidentally got up, let him see me, and then I died. Shoot me. Thank you. Not my fault.
Constantly making mistakes, blaming the game, glitches, or his controller. Every negative action will have some terrible excuse.
What now?
The binoculars and first-person view will prove useful in—
Suck my balls. Shut the fuck up, asshole.
Let's just say he will be a very poor game tester. It's like the exact opposite of speedruns. Instead of breaking the game by skill, he breaks the game with his lack of it. To a point of it actually being kind of impressive. Who needs a handicap when you're this bad at games? With people making compilations of his worst moments, called This Is How You Don't Play. And today, we're going to take a look at some of his best, or rather, the worst playthroughs. Now, there's going to be a few rules here. One game per franchise. The list would have been filled with the MGS games if we didn't. Also, no hard mode. First time playthroughs on hard mode are meant to be, hard, so it wouldn't be fair.
Fine, I'll pick hard.
And one game per genre, but that's just for fun. So grab yourself a glass of water, because he's definitely not going to drink it. Number 10. The Resident Evil 1 Remake. Unlike the MGS franchise, much of the Resident Evil games, specifically the older ones, were fairly difficult to maneuver because of the tank controls. So it would be a little forgivable for Phil to accidentally rush into a zombie like an idiot. However, DSP did a fairly decent job at games for most of the early titles, from the first to the third, even the side story Code Veronica, granted in his own sloppy way of course. Well, he has messed up, like running out of increments at 3, or that time of messing up into character switching. He still managed to play the games fairly well, but it seems that as he played the remake of the first game, his IQ seemed to have dropped, making a lot more stupider mistakes despite his past experience. One big mistake recurring in the playthrough was opening the front door to the mansion, allowing a zombie Doberman to run around the main hall for a good portion of the game, taking a bite of Phil every time he enters.
Well, now I got yellow health. The fucking dog hit me 100 times. What an asshole.
Ever since he just played the games on hard mode, where it's almost guaranteed he would mess up in one way or another. But we put the first remake on the list, because by now he would have known better.
Burn this fuck. See you in hell, shithead.
Number 9. Persona 3.
Quiz game, nice. That's what I need. I don't have enough money! Oh!
DSP has dabbled and failed his way to the Persona game series before, but Persona 3 gets a special mention because he did the right choice and played on easy mode. Which sounds fitting, right? He failed just as bad and just as hard. If his constant missing will frustrate you, his singing will.
Yeah, fuck shit, fuck. Yo, hip hop, fuck shit. Brown, yow, cow, slurp, slurp, glug, glug, super brown.
And unlike many of his other playthroughs, he did not beat the game at all. Like, seriously, Phil?
He's doing it again! He's doing it again! Oh my god, fuck this. This is insanity. I'm done. This is over. I'm done. It's over. That's it for Persona 3, ladies and gentlemen. That's the worst final boss fight I've ever done in an RPG. That's not an exaggeration. That is the worst final boss fight I've ever done.
Number 8. Fortnite.
Wow, not one single bullet. Not a single bullet connected, even though my targeting was right on the guy. Great gunplay, right? Terrible game, dude. I'm sorry. It's just not. The game mechanics themselves aren't good or fun.
DSP had numerous playthroughs of him raging at multiple different shooters, like Battlefield, or the multiple entries in Call of Duty. And while many of those were funny, I think the most appropriate on this list will go to that time he played the ever-popular Fortnite. It's a game with a huge fanbase of younger people, alongside other talented YouTubers making a name for themselves, just by playing the game alone, which what makes DSP's hatred for the game all the more hilarious, as it makes a lot of his outrage fall flat. Criticizing the game for being broken and awful, as well as being unrealistic and easy, two complaints that kinda contradict each other.
Dude, why did it do that much fucking damage? Seriously, I want to know why in this game do guns do insanity damage for no fucking reason? What the This fucking sucks, dude. It really does, I'm sorry. This game is fucking complete crap. It's so bad compared to other shooters I play. No damage reduction. This is ridiculous, this game. And people think this is good? This game is bad, man. This is real bad. There's nothing good about this game. It's just fucking baby mode third-person shooter.
While there may be some genuine flaws, it's fairly clear that he's just playing bad at the game, for any of those complaints to really hold merit.
The best part about all this is that, because I'm criticizing the game, there are people who are saying that I have no right to criticize a game I have no skill in. On what planet do you live?
Number 7. Sekiro. Sekiro was a fairly recent title from 2019, made by the director of the Dark Souls franchise. DSP constantly dies and fucks up throughout the game, such as blaming the game for the buggy parry mechanics.
I just tried to parry, it doesn't do anything. Yeah, it doesn't do anything. Nah, I couldn't parry. I needed like 1 to 2 more parries, it doesn't work.
Despite having tons of experience in other hard quote-unquote games, DSP continues to struggle.
See how stupid this is. He's not even doing anything. Look at him. He's not even fucking doing anything. 2019, next-gen game. Look at the enemy I'm fighting. And then then he has unstoppable lunge attack, instant kill. What the fuck? Seriously, how can you say this is fucking good? This is fucking shit.
However, the playthrough does feel fairly nostalgic, as it's almost exactly like many of his older videos, before the capture card era, showing the world that, yeah, DSP still got it, or in this case, still lost it.
Ready? Look. It's not. It's delayed.
Number 6. FIFA 12.
Oh, what the fuck? He punched it into the stands.
Like, you know that dude bro who claimed to be a gamer, but only plays Madden? Fairly common, but oddly enough less stigmatized. Now one would think that DSP was actually a dude bro casual who just played Madden or Call of Duty or whatever, and stumble upon the main video game scene, but you'd be wrong. While Phil's playthrough on Madden is pretty bad, his run on FIFA is even worse, where he doesn't seem to know how to play the game, complaining about it the entire time.
Oh, I have no idea how the shooting system works, and the game has no tutorial on shooting. All it gave me was defense tutorial, so I don't know what I'm doing.
Showing a casual dude bro is likely to handle their games better than Phil.
That was a complete waste of time. That was so stupid. There's nothing I could do. If the game doesn't show you the controls for when you're a goalie, so I have no idea how to fucking do it.
5. Street Fighter 5.
I'm doing this move and he's sweeping it. Which basically means that move sucks shit. Well, of course I lose.
While you might be surprised that Phil isn't some Madden dude bro, he actually did compete in pros, in the competitive fighting game scene in Street Fighter. Even won a few tournaments. Those sources claim those games were bugged, ironically enough. Which is why we feel his performance in the latest Street Fighter game is very noteworthy. While Injustice has a few iconic moments, he does somewhat mimics that behavior just as much.
I couldn't block! Oh my god! I tried to block the cross-up again, it didn't work. I couldn't jump! Oh, fuck this. Wow, congratulations on your win that you don't deserve at all. I can't block an insanely easy to block cross-up. mix-up combo. I can't block. I can't even go through a fucking short hurricane, and I can't jump over an EX fireball. Fuck you.
Made even more worse that this is a franchise he's supposedly an expert of. Sure, Street Fighter V might have its flaws, but much of Phil's criticism raises an X for doubt.
This has got to be a fucking show, okay? This is the game. This is the game they want you to play. Just kill me. This is the game they want you to play. Yes.
Number 4. Super Mario Sunshine.
What? I'm at the bottom? And I'm getting hurt. Dude. How could you defend this?
As the Super Mario games are beloved, being the biggest video game franchise of all time, it's interesting to see how DSP was thorough with everyone's favorite Italian plumber. While he does take his mistakes in stride on his playthrough with 64 Galaxy, it was with Sunshine where he was at his most toxic, saying it was a shitty game throughout the entire playthrough. Unlike the previous games mentioned, Sunshine was the most gimmicky and least beloved in comparison, thus allowing Phil to go in his usual DSP style, although I don't think everyone else felt the same. It was a mess.
This game can suck my fucking dick. Fuck you. I did nothing wrong. This game is broken as fuck. Fuck you, Miyamoto, and fuck you, Nintendo. You take your Nintendo Lapo and shove it right up your fucking ass.
Number 3. Crash Team Racing.
What? There was nothing there.
Crash Bandicoot was everyone's favorite mascot in the early days of the PS1. As the franchise rebooted, many loved the updated re-releases, including bringing back the fan-favorite racing spin-off game. But one who wasn't so happy was DSP, who has too much of a hard time getting through the campaign. Yeah, while I'm sure there are some racing games that can be difficult if played a certain way or difficulty, I don't see the casual playthrough being this ridiculous. Especially for a game everyone played when they were 9.
Fuck this. This is so not fun, dude. I'm sorry, this game stinks. This is not fun at all. How many times do you want me to fucking do the same race on fucking normal difficulty to get past it? It's not fun.
And it gets ludicrous because at one point he even compared it to Dark Souls.
You shouldn't have to be a fucking master of this game and all of its broken fucking unfair mechanics to see every stage and beat the game once. I'm sorry, it's just true. It isn't Dark Souls. They treat it like it is. Beanox is lazy as fuck. Like, they didn't even want to make it so that modern audiences could enjoy the game. This is basically a fan service game for people who played it back in the day. But anyone else who just wants a fun racing game, forget it. Might as well just not play it. It's not fun at all. It's completely unfair.
Number 2. Grand Theft Auto San Andreas.
There's no way I'm gonna survive this mission. I'm a fucking can't stop burning. Look. What a dumb mission.
San Andreas is the biggest fan favorite of the franchise, so it struck gamers wrong when DSP played the game poorly, blaming it for his buggy and outdated mechanics, or things that he did wrong. Anytime he would fail, he would just restart the game. Although he did this to the equally beloved Vice City 2, it gets even worse with San Andreas, where later on he gives up and cheats.
Or I can cheat. And since I want to see the end of the game, I think it's time to fucking cheat. So I just saved. So let's do this. Let's see if this works, actually. Let's see. Down, X, right, left, right, R1, right, down, up, right.
While DSP usually stumbles his way to beat the game, giving up and cheating like this just feels wrong. Now, older GTA games are a lot more different than the modern games of today, which is a poor excuse because he's not good at those games either.
But it's alright, I won't rant, I won't rave, I'll pretend like the game's perfect, because there's so many people who love this game as like their favorite game ever, and there's so many fanboys watching this playthrough, that God forbid I say something negative about the game, like, gee, the auto-targeting system didn't work, which is why I failed the mission the first time. Gee, the stealth kill system didn't work, which is why I didn't kill that guy the second time, and I have to keep replaying the mission. Yes, this is all my fault. I openly admit this was all my gameplay flaws. It's definitely my fault.
Time for some honorable, or in this case, dishonorable mentions. Spyro 2 and 3. I played these games all the time when I was younger. How do you feel this bad? Dragon Guard 3. Like Christ, I really like that game too. Like, what the hell? Toy Story 2. Okay, I should probably stop now. I'm just being biased at this point. Number 1. Metal Gear Solid. One of the worst places that got DSP on the map was this terrible place where the Metal Gear Solid games, where he wouldn't even pay attention to the most simplest directions, and do a horrible job sneaking through the entire game. The older MGS titles can be a little jarring those familiar with modern day shooting games, with some people criticizing them for not aging well, something the franchise adapted to for 4 and 5. And just like the HD games for GTA, he isn't any better. There's one moment in 5 where he keeps calling Pequod in a heated firefight, only for him to constantly die every time. You're just causing a death spiral, like, no. Oh, and this is at the very end of the game too. If there's one thing the MGS series is known for, is its replayability. Nothing wrong getting it right in the second try, right? But for here, we're gonna put the redemption run for MGS2 for number 1. The MGS3 one has their moments too, but the MGS2 one best illustrates how nothing has changed.
This playthrough's turning into a horrible mess just like the first one. Well, I'm dead.
It is said that Solid Snake can make the impossible possible. DSP does the same, just not as flattering.
Dude, how does he instantly kick you? It's so stupid. Instant boot. Dude, I can't. I want to go right and it won't let me. It makes me go against the railing instead. Oh my god, get up! The door doesn't open! Oh my god! What the fuck? You'd rather watch someone be absolutely awful at Metal Gear Solid 2? Great.
So if you ever have any worries about your gaming skills on the internet, just remember that DSP somehow still has a following. If he can do it, you can too. So what's your favorite DSP playthrough? Let us know in the comments.
What the fuck? Were you insulting me for, you dick? What a fucking asshole. You gotta jump on the alligators' heads when they're closed. Oh shit! Well, I sucked back then and I suck now. That's it, game over.